All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the wait. I had a late breakfast and I was finishing off my bowl of cereal. You like that the heart emote disappeared from the chat? I'm sure. I mean, that had nothing to do with me, so I don't know why it's not there. Like, I don't know. It was up there for a hot minute and then all of a sudden it disappeared. I don't know if YouTube saw, like, oh, people don't like it there or whatever. Because, I mean, yeah, but oh well. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get the formalities out of the way because we got a busy set of chapters today. And then later today, more Final Fantasy 16. Good to see you, Ogata. Good to see you, Kohagen. And good to see you, Psycho. Welcome! Let's begin. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of One Piece. Today, we are going to be going through volume 44 of the series titled Let's Go Back. So, let's begin. The Story of One Piece, volume 44. Monkey D. Luffy started out as just a kid with a dream to become the greatest pirate in history. Stirred by the tales of pirate red-haired Shanks, Luffy vowed to become a pirate himself. That was before the enchanted devil fruit gave Luffy. Now, if only YouTube will renounce that stupid handle and let me see the nicks like before. If you mean like when you're replying to people and it has an at, I don't think they're going to get rid of that. I don't know. Because, I mean, does it really? I don't know. I don't think they're going to get rid of it. But that was before the enchanted devil fruit gave Luffy the power to stretch like rubber, at the cost of being unable to swim, a serious handicap for an aspiring sea dog. Undeterred, Luffy set out to sea and recruited some crewmates: Master Swordsman Zoro, treasure hunting thief Nami, lying sharpshooter Usopp, the high-kicking chef Sanji, Chopper, the walking, talking reindeer doctor, and the mysterious archaeologist Robin. After many adventures have left their ship the Merry-Go in less than seaworthy condition, the Straw Hat crew set sail for the City of Water 7 in the hopes of finding a shipwright to join their crew. There they learn that the ship is beyond repair, and so Luffy reluctantly decides to find a new ship. Usopp, however, is fiercely opposed to this decision and leaves the crew. The covert government agency Cypherpole No. 9 has also come to Water 7, looking for the blueprints for the ancient weapon Pluton. They capture Robin and the hot-headed ship dismantler Frankie, both of whom are key to unlocking the Pluton's secrets. CP9's leader Spandam leads Robin to the gates of justice, where he accidentally presses the button for a buster call. This summons the Navy to annihilate Enies Lobby and everyone on it. Meanwhile, Zoro and the others vanquish their CP9 opponents and finally catch up with Robin. Only Rob Lucci remains, but Luffy is having the fight of his life against his opponent's incredible strength. A beer! Good to see you! So, today we got chapters 420, and 430. 420 all the way down to 430, and as Kohagen says, it's 11 chapters today, so it's going to be a bit of a hefty one. So let's begin. Chapter 420, Buster Call. And then it cuts to keys being dropped by Frankie, because remember, Usopp not only shot Spandam, but also tossed over a cloth that had all the keys necessary to get Robin out, or at least all the keys that they got from CP9 that would allow them to get Robin's handcuffs off. And then Frankie begins. Key number 1, number 3, number 4, nope, number 5, the cuffs are off. And then the cuffs come off of Robin. What did I say yesterday? If the cuffs come off from Robin, so do the gloves. I literally just said that. And Spandam is screaming for his life. Also, Ozzy, good to see you. Boy, how I wish Robin would have gave Spandam several low blows for good measure. But Robin is looking at her free hands, and then Spandam his eyes are bugging out of his head going, "This can't be the real key!" And then Robin kind of slumps over onto Frankie because, well, she's been under the effect of Sea Prism Stone for quite a while, so she needs to get her strength back. Hey, hold steady.
Wait! Does that mean you beat everyone in CP9 at the Tower of Law? No! That can't be! He must have stolen the keys and made off with them! Ah!
This is Frankie. Hey, Longnose. I got the handcuffs off Nico Robin. And as this is being said, we got Usopp at the top of the Tower of Law, with Zoro and Sanji just looking on from the distance at the bottom. And they all just scream, yes! Except for Zoro, who just smiles in content.
Thank you, Longnose.
And then it has Usopp, still trying to keep on with his Sniper King persona, going, offer your thanks when this is all over to those who worked hard to get the keys. You are without a doubt a comrade of Luffy's gang. Now enjoy your freedom. And then Robin does not waste any time.
Let's see.
And she immediately aims for Spandam.
C'est fleur. Huh? What's this?
As hands start to erupt all over Spandam. Slap! And then she just relentlessly slaps Spandam in the face over and over and over again. And it's pretty forceful because sprays of blood is shooting out of his mouth. And then Robin, with her hands raised, goes,
I could do this all day.
I bet you could, but we gotta move. Guys, over here. I'll get ready for departure.
Director!
Roger. Hurry down, Sniper King. And then it cuts to Spandam, whose face is just swollen from being slapped all over.
Uh-oh! He took off the felon C's Prism Stone cuffs! Arrest her again!
Yeah, because that's going to be easy. And then it cuts to Sniper King, who's watching, and something's speaking to him, but he's going, I hear something. And then there's an explosion. There's an explosion off the distance of Enies Lobby. Yeah, there's an explosion near the Gates of Justice. Huh? What was that? And then it cuts to Spandam, who gets up and goes,
No way! Bombs from the warships! The defensive perimeter!
And apparently they blew up the perimeter fence around Enies Lobby. And Zoro just goes, they broke through the defensive perimeter around the island. That was a big explosion. If the fleet is as big as I think it is, bombs like that will fall like rain. And look at the sea. The seething whirlpool that kept ships from coming in was created by currents trapped by the Gates of Justice. But now that the gates have been opened for the attack, the whirlpool has all but disappeared. So now it's pretty easy to sail through those waters. And I say easy, but, I mean, you got warships coming in from the entrance of the Gates of Justice. Sniper King! Every second counts! Jump down from there! And we see cannon fire as Sniper King goes, jump?
Is he crazy?
And then the whole tower that Usopp is on gets hit. Gets hit by an explosion that pretty much topples the rest of the tower. See, mind you, the top half of the Tower of Law was already teetering on an edge thanks to Kaku's Sky Slicer, and it was just slowly moving while Zoro and Kaku were fighting each other. Well, now that whole upper half is just all but gone now because the explosion just takes off that whole upper section of the tower. Whoa! The Tower of Law! Usopp! Goes Zoro and Sanji. And then we see Oimo and Kashi running in the distance as we see them running towards the panel, but in the distance you can see the tower toppling over.
Look! This time they hit the Tower of Law! They hit the Tower of Law!
Are those guys all right? Goes Polly with the rest of the crew. I knew it! The one before it wasn't just any explosion! They're bombing us! Get off the island! As it shows the Tower of Law pretty much falling onto the drawbridge that connects to the rest of Enies Lobby. And it pretty much just takes the entire bridge with it. And Sanji sees this happen. Sanji and Zoro Sanji and Zoro see the bridge get destroyed by the upper half of the Tower of Law falling onto it. And Sanji's going like, huh? And he drops a cigarette out of his mouth. No way. Hey, Usopp!
You called?
And then it shows Usopp falling directly in front of both Zoro and Sanji.
You're alive! Can't you show some kindness by catching the hero who took a deadly dive off the roof?
And it shows Usopp with a big old massive knot on the back of his head, so large that it actually bursts through his bandana. Frankie, Robin, we're all right. We'll be there soon.
Good,
goes Robin.
We've got to take control here. Can I count you in for a fight?
Of course.
Hurry, men, before the real bombing starts!
Yes, sir!
The escort ship is past the bridge. Wouldn't you say that that's our key to escape?
We're already wanted criminals. If stealing a ship's our way out, let's do it.
Attack!
Goes Spandam. Then we cut to the undersea passage to the Gates of Justice, as Nami is running with Kokoro and Chimney.
Did you feel that shaking? It was huge.
It will begin soon.
Busticle! Busticle!
Meanwhile, inside a support under the Bridge of Hesitation, Luffy versus Lucci, as they both continue to fight each other. And Luffy is in his Gear 2nd state, while Lucci is in his leopard form, and he says, Razor. And he starts zipping towards Luffy in like airborne in like a zigzag-like fashion. It's kind of like Moonwalk, except he's moving with faster speed in a zigzag-type motion. And Luffy dodges him, and when he does, he manages to land another blow on Lucci, who gets pushed backwards. Well, they both get pushed backwards, and they both continue the fight. But then Lucci goes, I see. So it's like you're injecting more power. You pump your legs and speed up your blood flow. The blood pressure would rupture a normal person's heart. Cedes, what's going on? My bad, I forgot greetings. Ozzy, it's all good. Don't even worry about it. But Lucci continues to explain how Gear 2nd actually works. You pump your legs and speed up your blood flow. The blood pressure would rupture a normal person's heart. You can take it because your organs and blood vessels, every part of you, is rubber. The technique works because you're a rubber man. Indeed, your physical abilities go through the roof, but your physical strength can't keep up with the intensity. That's not very smart. You're chipping away at your life. It's better than doing nothing while my friends are taken away. I'll do everything I can. That's wishful thinking. Did you hear that explosion? Navy warships just fired a test shot. Within minutes, they'll start their bombardment. Your comrades at the Tower of Law will die. Even if some are lucky enough to escape through the undersea passage. Tempest kick! And it cuts to Lucci, who kicks directly behind him. And mind you, remember, they are both in this underground support that's surrounded by water. And they're safe where they are because it's contained. But Lucci just sends a Tempest kick at the wall behind him, rupturing it and causing the sea to flow inside. Even if some are lucky enough to escape through the undersea passage. Tempest kick! Huh? Seawater will flood the tunnel and drown everyone in it. Why you? There's no happy ending for you, Straw Hat. It's impossible for you to save everyone and escape safely. There might still be a chance for you to save your own skin. What do you know about impossible? And then we cut to the Bridge of Hesitation. And Robin and Frankie are just doing work. Hurry!
Hurry! Capture Nico, Robin, and put her on the escort ship! Don't waste any time! The warships are coming!
It looks like we're too late!
Huh?
And then it shows Frankie and Robin as her eyes are filled with horror.
I see something in the mist!
And we see the shape of ships. The shape of ships coming through the mist itself.
Ah! A fleet of warships! The Buster Call has started!
And we have these ships sailing in, and we get the faces of some vice admirals who are, taking charge of this. Like this image, this double spread panel of these ships coming in is quite foreboding. And that's the end of chapter 420. Onwards to chapter 421, but we got an SBS. Reader! Hello, Oda-sensei. You can never introduce the question corner because others beat you to it. Sorry, but I'm one of them! So let's decide with rock, paper, scissors. That'll make it fair. Alright, let's start. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I lost. Oh well, let's begin the question corner. Sign, Caillou. I'm not even gonna sing the song. Oda, you said it! Hey, can't you wait? Don't you think there's something wrong with that? Now I'm ticked. This time I'm gonna include more question corners. Darn it. Question. Good morning, Oda-sensei. I got a question. The CP9 outfits sure can stretch. How many gum-gums can they stretch? Signed, Ashi. And right here is a reference to Jabra and his clothes stretching when he's in his man-beast Zoan form. Answer. They do stretch indeed. Pretty funny, huh? About 50 gum-gums, wouldn't you say? That's the end of SBS. Chapter 421, Gear 3. Gear Sodo!
Ooh, let's go!
And then we cut to the warships as they just start opening fire on Enies Lobby, while there are still people still inside.
Yeah! It started! It's the Buster Call!
Run!
Keep moving! I got it already!
And then we get people going, carry out the Buster Call. Our targets are Straw Hat Luffy and his accomplices. That's about 60 people. We've confirmed the presence of the criminal Nico Robin at the Bridge of Hesitation and will not target her by private agreement with Admiral Aokiji. Let no one escape. Raise Enies Lobby to the ground! And it shows the warships moving past the Bridge of Hesitation. Moving past it, but opening fire on the rest of Enies Lobby. And just to show you how big these warships are, these warships pretty much eclipse every single building in height on Enies Lobby. They're right next to the Bridge of Hesitation, and everyone might as well be ants crawling on the ship in comparison to these warship sizes. I wonder how long it takes for warships of this size to be built. They say that a person who always has a smile on their face is very dangerous. That Vice Admiral with a cigar comes to mind. Yeah, because every single time you see him, he always has that smirk on his face. Every single time. But I'm pretty sure he'll be introduced in a little bit. Let no one escape! Raise Enies Lobby to the ground! All ships to positions! And then it cuts to Spandam.
Hey! What do you think you're running to? Look! The warships are passing by the bridge! That's because I'm here, isn't it? My father said the same thing. The indiscriminate bombing spared only me.
Temporarily exempted is the bridge where the criminal Nico Robin is located.
Come back, you cowards! It's safe here! They won't fire at me! I'm the director of CP9!
And then it cuts to Frankie. What a crazy sight. Huh? Hey, you! And it cuts to Robin, who's I wouldn't say she's having a panic attack, but she's frozen in fear right now. She's dropped to her knees and she can't stop shaking because her childhood trauma, her PTSD is coming right back to her.
I can't stop shaking.
And then it shows a tower. It shows a defeated Fukuro, defeated Khalifa, defeated Jabra, defeated Kaku, and then it cuts to Usopp, who goes,
"Hurry, you guys! Stop dawdling!"
as he's being carried by Zoro and Sanji. You're hardly in a position to be giving orders.
I'm hurt all over! All my ribs are broken! All 6!
You've got more ribs than that, so you're fine. Sheesh, your pain.
Say, you guys want to know the secret of my new weapon, the Kabuto? Let me explain. The Sniper King weapon known as a Kabuto is...
Shut up or we'll make you run.
Yeah! Give me a break. All of my ribs are broken. All, 10.
You got more. Like, he's just... he can't really put together how many ribs he has in order for that statement to make sense. The Undersea Passage, where Zoro, Usopp, and Sanji are running towards, and we have Nami, Chopper, Kokoro, Gonbei, and Chimney who are further up ahead. But remember, the passageway has become flooded because of Lucci.
Water! What's going on? Why does it have to be water? Why? There's nowhere to run!
And it shows that Nami and company are actually running in the reverse direction so that they don't get drowned by this sudden deluge of water that's coming through. But they're running for their lives, and they're kind of outrunning the water a little bit. A support under the Bridge of Hesitation. Luffy versus Rob Lucci. And then Luffy found himself a safe spot to be in, along with Lucci. Because, since they're both Devil Fruit users, them being in water is a detriment. Even if your friends make it to the tunnel, it's flooded now. Why you? Soon this room, too, will be at the bottom of the sea. And then Lucci uses a moonwalk and jumps up through a tunnel that goes up through the top of this room. That creep. And then Luffy, using his stretching, goes up after him. This room is above sea level. The water won't reach here. You can hear the warships bombing, can't you? What happened to the pirates? What happened to Nico Robin? You must be worried. If you want to go help them, you should. I'm not taking my... And then Luffy goes, I'm not taking my eyes off you. Whatever's happening to them, I know they'll survive. They'll survive. They'll survive. I couldn't even say that. Whatever's happening to them, I know they'll survive. But if I let you get away, you'll go kill them. I'm not taking my eyes off you! And then it cuts to Sanji, Zoro, and company. The bombing started.
Say, you guys!
Shut up, goes Zoro. And then it cuts to Kokoro and Nami still running in the opposite direction, screaming for their lives. Ah! And then Lucci is laughing to himself. You're worthy of being captain. I'd like to tell a certain idiot I know about you. But can your ability keep up with your commitment? And then he starts razoring straight towards Luffy. I wonder what idiot he's talking about. But he starts razoring towards Luffy. If you die, the result will be the same. Finger pistol! And Luffy dodges him. And then as Luffy is tumbling backwards, Lucci uses Razor to zigzag right behind him, and he starts moving his foot in a circular motion. Tempest kick! Leopard tail! And Lucci unleashes a Tempest kick that is basically like a tangible spiral. That isn't just like a straight blade of compressed air, but it's a spiral that swirls around and manages to hit Luffy. Gah! And Luffy gets knocked backwards. Can you beat me? And then he cuts to Lucci, who's right in front of Luffy. But Luffy wraps his leg around Lucci's foot and goes, I can't protect anyone if I don't beat you. Who, you gave an eye signal? Like I'm gonna tell you, C-Dez. Like I'm gonna tell you, where are you at? Where are you at in the story of One Piece, C-Dez? I'm not gonna tell you who it is unless you got to Wano. I can't protect anyone if I don't beat you. I still haven't said who this person is, so I haven't spoiled. Gum Gum! Rifle! Iron Body. Empty Tree! And then Lucci uses Iron Body, but it also pretty much causes a still on Whole Cake Island. Well, yeah, I'm not telling you. Plus, I can't say because this is a read-through for people who are new to One Piece, and I don't want to just say ahead of who this person is. So I'll give like eye signals to for if you know, you know. But I'm not going to say who it is for the sake of those who are listening to this and they don't want to be spoiled on events that happen in the future. That's how I'm doing this. I'm not spoiling anything that happens ahead of the chapters that I read. I can't protect anyone if I don't beat you. Gum Gum Rifle! Iron Body. Empty Tree. And then Lucci uses Iron Body, but it's like a version of Iron Body that is so incredibly dense that it actually causes Luffy to recoil from even attacking Lucci. It's an Iron Body counter. It would break a normal person's fists. Basically what I just described. His Iron Body, his unique form of Iron Body, makes it so that whatever you do to him gets recoiled back to you. So it's basically Lucci's full counter. I thought I'd met a man with backbone, but I was wrong. Like I thought you used up your strength with that fuel injection. Flying Finger Pistol. Sting! And unique to Lucci, he's able to use Finger Pistol, but also shoot off Finger Pistol bullets. Just basically from flicking his finger at high speeds. And this shot hits Luffy, and it actually manages to draw blood from him. And then Lucci just continues to zigzag around Luffy, and then is just hitting it with Jushigan Butch! And then he just starts shooting Luffy over and over again, all over. And Luffy tries to hit him. Tempest Kick. Stab! And then Luffy stops him for a moment. If you want to fight with backbone, I'll give you one. I've got a few tricks left. Gear 3. And then Luffy starts to bite into his right hand, and then he pulls his left fist all the way back. And then he breathes in deeply and goes, Bone Balloon! And then Luffy's arm starts to puff up. Bone. The air's moving through my bones, picking up power. See my left arm? As it cuts to Luffy's arm, which has now been embiggened. It's the arm of a giant! Cut the cheap tricks. Cut the cheap tricks. Iron Body. Gum Gum! And the giant fist gets closer and closer to Lucci, who braces for it, expecting nothing. Giant Pistol! And the force of this attack is so massive that it breaks open the entire support area, like the support area around the Bridge of Hesitation where they are. And Lucci is sent flying out. And that's the end of chapter 421. Onwards to chapter 422, Rob Lucci. And then we cut to one of the Vice Admirals on one of the ships bombarding Enies Lobby. Vice Admiral, about Nico Robin. How should we handle capturing her alive? Just leave it alone. Huh? But 15 years ago, in a certain monarchy, pirates captured 500 soldiers. In exchange for the hostages' lives, the pirates' captain demanded to be made king. With their soldiers held hostage, the kingdom was helpless and on the verge of giving in to the pirates' demands, when the world government sent in a single boy. That boy infiltrated the pirates' hideout and killed the 500 soldiers of the kingdom who had been taken hostage. Atop the mountain of bodies, the youth turned his back on the pirates. In anger, the pirates showered him with cannonballs. The boy just stood there taking it, and when the bombing stopped, he beheaded the pirate captain and ended the standoff. When the boy, bearing the scars of an attack on his back, turned 13, he became an intelligence agent for CP9 and took dark justice as his calling. People say he's the strongest, most cold-blooded killer in the history of CP9. Wait! Are you saying? If that man is here, on a mission to escort Nico Robin, then we need do nothing. We are to destroy everything but the Bridge of Hesitation. And the thing is, these marks on this boy's back also happen to be in the shape of the world government symbol. Wonder who this boy is. But, I mean, pretty sure we already got a rough idea who it is.
It's no use! The sea train won't move! Where's the engineer? Uh-oh! We're gonna die! The bomber has almost reached us! Hurry!
Guys, if water floods this passage, we'll drown. I hear something.
I hear something! Do you hear it, Zoro?
Yeah, I hear it. I have a bad feeling about this. And then all three, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp, all stop as they look in terror.
Yeah! I knew it!
As it shows Nami, Kokoro, and everyone else running towards them.
There's a wall of water behind Nami and everyone!
Hey, it's the pirates, boys!
We're all gonna drown!
Nami's
hitting straight into my arms! You're so optimistic!
Like, he's not even paying attention to the fact that there's a giant cascading wall of water heading towards them. He just sees Nami running towards them as like she's running towards him. Maybe Sanji should get hit with this water because he's like this. Apparently, this boy is incredibly thirsty. So let him take a drink, just a little bit. Who cares if it's gonna hit him with a ton of psi? Just let him get a drink, just a little bit.
You're so optimistic!
Uh-oh, we're trapped. And Zoro tries to cut into the wall itself to try and escape. I can't cut it, so it's not stone or iron. It's not stone or iron. This tunnel's deep underwater. It must be reinforced with thick steel to withstand the pressure.
Then there's nowhere to run!
And then everyone gets swept up in the water, washing through the tunnel. And then we cut back to Luffy punching Lucci with giant pistol. I'm losing consciousness. I mustn't fall into the sea like this. As that's the thought that's going through Lucci's mind, and his body is desperately trying to resist falling, like blacking out. And then it cuts to Luffy, who just basically punch directly through this whole area and Lucci himself. And then his arm starts to shrink as the air goes right back into his body again. And then it cuts to Lucci, who falls on a nearby warship. Who are you? Is it a creature? No, a devil fruit power user. And then Lucci slowly gets up, thinking, I landed on a warship? He flew in from the bridge. That was lucky. I saw a huge hand, too! And then Lucci starts to get up, but he starts to turn back into his human state again. I asked who you are! Answer me! Stop it, you fools! Lower your weapons! Captain! That man is Rob Lucci of CP9. And then we see Rob Lucci's back. We see his back, and it pretty much reveals that boy that was sent in to deal with the pirates who took all those people hostage was in fact Rob Lucci, as we see those same scars on his back.
What? You mean that Rob Lucci? Forgive us! Sorry, please spare us!
Keep your mouths shut. I'm sick of the noise. And then everyone closes their mouth immediately. Gum! Rocket! Now what? Something's coming! And it's Luffy who's flying towards Lucci with his body still, filled with air. And Lucci's looking at him, and Luffy's looking at him. That's Straw Hat Luffy, the pirate with 100 million berries on his head.
He's fatter than I thought. Fire at will!
And then it just shows the bullets hitting Luffy, but instead of it, like stretching his body, they're completely bouncing off of him. One Piece is about to do the best anime episode of all time. Get ready. Oh, this upcoming episode concerning Big Mom versus... I can't say anything. One Life Man, don't say anything about this newest episode of One Piece coming up, because I don't want not even the smallest hint of spoilers concerning what's happening in the future, because since I'm doing this read-through, we're not spoiling anything that happens in the future past the volumes that I read. So, mum's the word, zip, 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 zip it, zip, zip. I'm not even gonna talk about the episodes of One Piece at the moment. I'm not even gonna talk about it. But the bullets are bouncing off of Luffy right now. Are bouncing off of Luffy instead of stretching him. That won't work on me! The bone balloon's tough! And then Luffy is still airborne, and he starts pushing air into his leg until his leg gets all big and massive. Gum gum! Giant axe! And then Luffy pushes his leg down with extreme force, his giant foot down with extreme force, and crushes a massive hole into this warship. Mind you, this is a warship sent to be part of a Buster Call. And Luffy basically almost crumpled it entirely.
Yeah! What the? A giant?
And then it cuts to Lucci, who jumps up on one of the masts, the sail mast, and he sees Luffy and kicks a Tempest and uses Tempest Kick towards him, which Luffy dodges. And while Luffy's dodging, Lucci jumps off of the mast, turns into a full leopard form, and then just mauls into Luffy's shoulder. He just turns full leopard and then just bites Luffy.
Ah!
And then it cuts to Luffy drawing the air back into his leg and then puffing his body up, causing Lucci to be thrown off of him. And Lucci, you see the spots on his back as he turns back into his human state, and he's standing there looking at Luffy. Gum gum! Giant whip! And with this giant whip, this big old giant foot, Luffy is basically just destroying the mast of this massive warship.
Whoa! Watch out! The mast snapped!
It's falling! Those two are out of control! Finger pistol. Sting! And Luffy, while he's still suffering the recoil of using Giant Whip, gets hit in the shoulder. Well, he gets hit again by Lucci's finger pistol sting. It seems the more you increase your power, the slower you become. And Lucci is right behind Luffy, and then he sends Luffy flying towards the ground by bouncing off of him, like using Stomp in Final Fantasy XVI, and that causes your enemy to hit the ground. Tempest Kick. Victory Bird! And he uses a Tempest Kick, but it's in the shape of a big giant bird, and it splits the warship down the middle. It, like, slices it in half, or at least cuts into it incredibly deeply. He cut right through the ship's iron hull! The ship's in danger! We're gonna break apart! And then it cuts to, Lucci, who's in the air, using a moonwalk to, like step on the air. In the anime, he's just, like, kicking off the air, like, I love the sound effect of Lucci using a moonwalk in the anime. And he's just smiling at Luffy. And then we have another Vice Admiral who's seeing all this happen off to the side of him. Report. Yes, sir, Vice Admiral. Straw Hat Luffy is fighting CP9's Rob Lucci. They're destroying the ship. Well, if it's Rob Lucci, he won't die. All gunners, put vessel number 4 in your sights. Fire in 5 seconds. But, Vice Admiral, you're not serious. We have 1,000 men on that ship. And that soldier immediately gets shot by this Vice Admiral. This Vice Admiral's all like, insubordination will not be tolerated. Follow orders or you die. But he gets shot, and this shocks all the other Navy personnel who's on the boat as well. Anyone else have a problem with doing whatever it takes to stop the world's most dangerous criminal? Fire! And they start opening fire. They start opening fire on the one vessel that Luffy and Lucci are fighting on. They don't even hesitate. They just open fire. And that's chapter 422. We got another SBS, and then we can move on to 423. Question. Sensei, do you ever think about wearing women's clothes? Signed, wishes to remain anonymous. Answer. No! Question. Oda Sensei, I have a question. In chapter 405, Power, in volume 42, Frankie had BF-36 written on his shoulders. When he did his tracking Frankie destroy cannon attack, that stands for Battle Frankie 36, doesn't it? How about it? Sign, Sniper Q. Answer, yes, you're right. That's what it stands for. As you can tell from reading Frankie's flashbacks, he made warships called Battleship Frankie and numbered them up through 35. Later, he got hurt when the ships he had built hurt his loved ones, and so he used the same technology skill to revive himself, carved BF-36 on his body, and stopped making warships. He became a dismantler of ships after that. Question! I've been wondering for some time now what kind of person Kumadori's mom was. Sign, Yasuhiko-kun. Answer, okay, she's actually still alive. Occupation, assassin. Name, Kumadori Yamanbako. So, when Kumadori was basically saying, like, I hope my mother up in heaven is looking down at me, is proud of her son, it turns out that his mom is still very much alive. And he's just being dramatic. For no reason. Okay, that's the end of the SBS. There's so many dramatic people in this series. Chapter 423, Mermaid Legend. And it cuts to the warship itself being sent, just being utterly destroyed. So now we only got 9 ships that are taking part of this buster call. Always disliked that Vice Admiral, him and the guy with the scars. See, everyone will understand why Vice Admirals like them and the justice they follow are some of the worst kinds. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So, out of the smoke of the ship being destroyed, we see Luffy being pushed back as all the air is rapidly rushing out of his body.
I'm shrinking!
And it cuts to Luffy, who sails right back to the area where he was fighting Lucci. And there's a crash, and we see that Luffy is back in his chibi state. Remember when he was with Gonbei and Chimney, and he used Gear 3rd to burst open the door, and we saw him at a small size, and he was running towards the hallway where Rob Lucci, Spandam, and Nico Robin were? Well, that's the drawback of using this, apparently.
That was close. Why did they shoot their own ship? Are they stupid? I shrunk again. Gear 3's cool and powerful, but the effects are a pain.
So right here, Luffy basically says that using Gear 3rd has the drawbacks of basically shrinking his body.
I pumped up for about a minute, so I'll probably shrink for a minute too. Better hide till I'm back to normal, or he's gonna kill me.
And then it cuts to Lucci, who's airborne, as he's looking down on the area where he and Luffy were fighting. Is the Straw Hat serious, or just playing around? Either way, he's still alive. If he died in the bombing, that would be boring. And he starts using Razor to go down to where Luffy is. And then we cut to the warship still firing on Enies Lobby, as we see Kashi and Oimo still trying to make their way off the island.
I can see the island gate!
It's just a little further.
Hurry!
Goes Yanbei. And then it cuts to Kokoro, Vice Admirals Doberman and Shishidiyu. I think let's wait until they actually get mentioned in the chapters, unless they don't get mentioned in the chapters at all. But yeah, all the same, let's wait for the chapters to announce the names of these people.
Your old buddy Frankie has just been taken away, the same way Tom was.
And then it shows Yokozuna going,
Get all!
Wanna come with us?
And then it cuts to someone laughing, and it's Spandam.
Hey, did you see that? Straw Hat was causing trouble just now on the Navy ship, and he got blown to bits. Take that! Your captain is dead!
Hey, but you shot your own guys in the process.
That is the power of the Buster Call that I, Spandam, invoked!
He's saying like he did it on purpose.
This is justice, Cuddy Flam. Now hand over Nico Robin. If you do, I'll overlook your crimes. Why do you have to protect her anyway? You're not even a pirate. Are you willing to trust that dangerous Ohara woman over the world government who protects ordinary folk like you every day? If you cross us like Tom, you will die!
And before he can even say you will die, Frankie doesn't waste any time bodying Spandam directly with his strong right. Director! There isn't an inch of your face that isn't swollen, goes one of the Navy soldiers. And then Spandam pulls out his sword, Funkfried. Well, sword and elephant, Funkfried. He drew the elephant sword, Funkfried.
It's powerful. Here's the plan, Funkfried. While Nico Robin's guard is down, finish her off so she won't be trouble later.
And then he aims his sword and he's screaming,
Take that! Elephant chop!
As it cuts to him sending Funkfried towards Robin, who is still shaking in fear because of the Buster Call happening right now. She's defenseless. So Spandam aims for Robin.
Huh?
Why you?
And then Frankie catches Funkfried.
I have to give you credit.
He stopped it!
You really are a first-class creep.
Funkfried, you're an elephant! How can he be stronger than you?
Lose the knife nose, Jumbo. Unless you want a bullet between the eyes.
What are you waiting for? Tear it to pieces!
Yeah, that's a good boy.
As it shows Funkfried turning into like a, turning his nose back into a normal nose and him sweating bullets.
Nico Robin, are your straw hats really coming?
I'm sure of it.
I told you I bet everything on...
I told you I bet everything on them, Spanda.
What?
I never thought this day would come. If I had the strength that day.
And then it cuts back to Kokodo and Frankie and Iceberg and Yokozuna in the past.
Tough it out, you two. Mr. Tom saved you. If you make enemies of those people, no matter how many lives you have, it won't be enough.
Get all! Stop! Sea Train! I would have taken back Mr. Tom without fail!
Enies Lobby is supposedly impenetrable, and the world government unstoppable. And yet the Straw Hats aren't ones to let common sense get in their way. Not one of them hesitates to take on the world for the sake of a comrade. That's a commitment I can get behind. I've never forgotten Mr. Tom's death. Every time that government tool's stupid faces cross my mind, I've thought of a million ways to make him pay.
Wait! You fool! Stop!
As it shows Frankie dragging Funkfried behind him.
Like this!
And Frankie, with all of his strength, takes Funkfried, who has assumed his full-on elephant form, takes Funkfried and shoulder throws him right onto Spandam with enough force to just crush Spandam completely, knocking out Funkfried and crushing Spandam.
Thanks to them, I got what I wanted. Weapons left!
And he just starts opening fire on the remaining soldiers.
I died once. I don't mind throwing away my life so the Straw Hats can leave here alive. Now, surrender that escort ship. I'll clear an escape path for them.
I'll help you. I'm all right now.
Huh?
Go, Robin!
No! There's no one on the sea! This isn't like that time on Ohara. I have nothing to be afraid of now, because I'm not alone.
And then it cuts to the section of the support room where Luffy and Lucci reside. Sorry, gotta swallow.
Yeah! He found me!
You can't control your strength in combat. Resign yourself to defeat. It's the price you must pay for your earlier ability. Life return. Paper art fighting form.
And then Lucci, who's in this big, roided out, muscular man-beast form of his leopard fruit, cat fruit, his body slims down to be more Bruce Lee size instead of being Brock Lesnar size.
Yeah.
Finger pistol.
And Lucci disappears from in front of Luffy and then hits him with a finger pistol and then proceeds to chokeslam Luffy into a wall.
In the end, because of your absurd attack,
And then Luffy, even though he has no strength, doesn't waste time trying to punch Lucci in the chin. And this, of course, causes Lucci to slam Luffy into the wall even harder.
Sorry, Straw Hat, but you're about to die.
I'm stuck!
As it shows that Luffy is really embedded in the wall and he can't move. He literally has no strength to do so.
Sorry, Straw Hat, but you're about to die in that stupid form. Finger pistol. Spots! Shigan Madara! Finger pistol. Spots!
As it shows him preparing to, hit Luffy with a vast array of finger pistol hits all over.
Go back to normal! Hurry! Come on, or I'll be killed!
And as Lucci is running towards Luffy, his legs give out.
Ugh. The damage, it's affecting my legs.
No, I'm coming back!
Look, you. My ability's working just fine, as Luffy goes back to his original size. And then it cuts to everyone else being swept up. Everyone else being swept up in the water. Being swept up in the water inside the underground tunnel.
Isn't there anything we can do?
Goes Zoro. Chopper is still unconscious.
We've got to do something. If we don't, we'll all die.
Is this the end? It can't be! I haven't lived anywhere close to long enough!
I can't hold my breath any longer!
As Gonbei is holding on to Chimney.
I can't hold on. I'm blacking out. Help! Don't worry, hang in there. I won't let you die.
What's happening? Something's pulling me.
And we see a fin and the shape of a lady in the water.
Oh, am I dreaming? I must be. Drowning sailors are said to have seen a graceful tail fin slip through their fading consciousness. They look up to see long hair rippling in the sea. A vision of beauty. The mermaid legend. If this is a dream, I hope it never ends.
We're taking the express line. Hold your breath. Ga-ga-ga-ga-ga-ga-ga.
And then it cuts to the fact that it's Kokoro, who apparently is a mermaid, and she's swimming through the water, holding on to everyone, and they can barely hold on to their breath because they're surprised that Kokoro is a mermaid, and she is not at all what they envision a mermaid to look like. Like Zoro almost lets all the water gasp out of his mouth. Usopp, even Chopper, who was apparently asleep at the time, Nami, Chimney, Gonbei, and especially Sanji. Jugon! And that is the end of chapter 423. We got another SBS, and then we can move on to chapter 424. Question.
Hello, is this Oda Sensei? What was it again? I forgot. Whee!
Sign Shomakun. Answer. Are you tipsy? Someone get this guy out of here. Question. Sensei, I absolutely must know what the 8 members of CP9 looked like as children, especially Lucci. If you don't mind, would you draw them for me, please? Sign, the sea is so vast. And then we have Oda saying, okay, and then we see him drawing the young child versions of CP9. Lucci, with his trademark black hat, and Hattori right next to him, carrying like an olive branch, and him having black clothes on with the word for peace on it. We got Kaku, who always worn caps on his head, with like a mini ship in his hands, and his very apparent square nose. We got Jabra, who's in like a training gi, still got this scar over his eye and his hair pulled in that in that long braid. We got Khalifa, who's holding like a notebook, still wearing glasses, and dressing like a little girl. Then we got Fukuro, who even at a childlike age had that zipper on his mouth, and he's in some training gear as well. He looks like he's in more traditional training gi garb than Jabra. We got Bluno, who's got like his trademark hairstyle and a bat and a glove. We got Kumadori, who's just, apparently wilding out and just being himself with a polka dot shirt that says K on it, like just the kanji for K. And then lastly, we have Spandam with his trademark dark nose, swept back hairstyle, fancy clothes on, because his father was a government official, with Funkfried right next to him. And those are all the members of CP9 as kids. Chapter 424, Escape Ship. Where are they now? Shot 1. Kanis, Isa, Raki, and Nola walk around the Vars. As it shows, some... Jabra has Chinese clothes. Okay, so Jabra has Chinese clothes, whereas Fukuro has Japanese training clothes. Yeah, Jabra has Chinese training clothes, while Fukuro has Japanese training clothes. So I knew they were both training gear, but I was more accustomed to the traditional Japanese gi that you normally see. But yeah, we got Kanis, Isa, Raki, and Nola just traveling through Skypiea, enjoying themselves. Where are they now? I wonder where we're going to see everyone else. But now, we cut to all the people that was fired on by a Frankie falling into the sea off of the escort ship.
Crud.
Crud!
Sorry, sailors. I claim this ship in the name of Frankie and friends. Well, the escort ship, now our escape ship, is Navy free and ready to go, right? Now we just wait for the Straw Hats.
And then it cuts to something glubbing underwater, and both Robin and Frankie notice it as something starts bubbling underneath the ocean, and it's someone going,
Don't you guys die on me!
and it's Kokoro, who jumps up through the air with Frankie going,
Yowza!
as Kokoro flies through the air. And then we cut to the other section of Enies Lobby while everyone is trying to get away.
Hurry! We're gonna...
Look, the entrance to Enies Lobby! The main gate is right there!
We're gonna escape! Yee-hoo!
Yeah, just a little bit more. Just a bit more.
You can do it, Giants! Leave it to
us.
We'll get off the island! We're gonna escape! Yee-hoo!
And then they're screaming as they break through the gate. And when they break through the gate, they run headlong into a warship that has all of its cannons pointed at the entrance. No way! 3 warships! All 3 warships that are at the front of Enies Lobby are aiming directly at everyone. 3 warships! They went around and cut us off! Look, it's them! But we left them tied up at the courthouse. How did they? Vice Admiral! Set them in your sights. Check their unit, post, Navy code, and picture, and get them on board. Okay, you may pass. Thank goodness! I thought they were going to destroy us with the island! The rest of you pirate scum, stay where you are. Move and we'll blow you lot to kingdom come.
This doesn't look good!
Goes Tilestone.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let us escape. Behind us lies the waterfall and the burning island. There's nowhere to run.
Goes Kiwi and Mozu.
Before us are gun muzzles.
Gun guzzles. That's on the internet now. I can't take that back. Gun guzzles. Before us are gun muzzles and cannon barrels.
What are you thinking, Polly?
I'm looking back on my life.
Don't tempt fate.
Get out!
And it still shows the unconscious Sadamu and Gamora. Retrieval of Navy men and government officials complete. All vessels move away from the main gate.
What are they gonna do?
And they open fire, And then we just see the cannons opening fire on the rest of Enies Lobby. And then we get another Vice Admiral as he's being spoken to. Ships 6, 7, and 8 have the pirates rounded up in front of the main gate.
Understood. Hey, you guys, wake up! Hey!
And then we just see the rest of the Straw Hat crews spewing up water because they literally let go of all their breath when they were shocked to see Kokodo turn into a mermaid and help them out. They all have the shocked face, like they're all unconscious, and they just have the almost permanent shock face on them. It literally says "in shock" in English in between these panels.
It can only be called a miracle.
Must have been a pretty bad shock.
Must have been a pretty bad shock.
They were all half dead, so they didn't swallow much water. They were all half dead, so they didn't swallow much water. Good! What could have shocked them half to death?
You.
Young lady, you're the one the Pirate King boy came to rescue. I remember meeting you at Shift Station. Back then, I never thought you folks would
Put on some clothes, you old hag.
As it shows Kokodo, and the bottom of her feet are just basically fins.
Put on some clothes, you old hag. You old bag.
You folks would do something like this. I just laughed at his wanting to become the king of the pirates.
My friends are waiting. Don't get in my way.
But maybe he really will.
And then Robin is just silently smiling. And then everyone else wakes up and they start coughing up the rest of the water.
Is Nami all right? You guys are as tough as ever.
You're alive! Ah! It was real! But mermaids don't really exist!
So, the legend about mermaids being dugongs is true. Idiot, she still hasn't said she's a mermaid. Don't give up on the dream.
I'm an ice fish mermaid. Stop it! But I've never heard of a mermaid with feet.
I protest. Mermaids are more, you know.
He's basically said like mermaids are far more beautiful than Kokodo.
At 30, the prime of a mermaid's life, her tail fin splits into two, so she can live on land. Mermaids are a mysterious species. If you go to Fishman Island someday, you'll understand.
Oh yeah, they say when a cat lives 100 years, its tail split into two and it becomes a monster. Oh, a cat monster.
Don't lump us together! How about a simple thank you?
Thank you, Kokodo.
You're welcome.
And then it cuts to Sanji, who's looking at Robin.
Huh? Where am I?
Goes Chopper as he, wakes up. Robin! And then it cuts to Sanji, who launches at Robin. But before he can even do that, Nami and Chopper latch onto Robin, causing them to move out of the way from the path of Sanji, who crashes face first into the mast of the ship.
Thank goodness. We made it in time, Robin. You're all right. Robin!
And both Nami and Chopper are just crying their eyes out.
Yes, it's because of you. Thank you. It's all right. Cool. You're a mermaid? I thought it was strange that you had fins and scales.
You should have noticed. You're her grandchild.
Then it cuts to Chopper, who's falling backwards and goes like,
Huh? I can't move.
I guessed as much. I'll explain when this is all over.
Zoro! Zoro! I mean, Mr. Zoro!
Hey, look at that. As it cuts to Zoro, who's like at the top of the stairs, looking at what's going on. It's hard to believe we were just on that island.
What a massive attack! It's already a sea of flames! It seems an order was handed down not to kill Nico Robin. Is that why they're not firing on this bridge?
Then they must still want to take her back.
Once they've leveled Enies Lobby, they'll come for Nico Robin and fight hand to hand. This isn't good! The last fight left us exhausted, and those ships must be full of Navy men! Where's Luffy? He's still kicking up dust atop the bridges for support. His foe, of course, that pigeon jerk Rob Lucci.
It's close. We could help.
No, that pigeon guy is nothing to laugh at. What if we ran into trouble and got separated again? We should wait for Luffy here, so we don't lose our only escape route.
And it shows Luffy still clashing with Lucci.
When the warships turn this we should wait for Luffy here, so we don't lose our only escape route. When the warships turn this way. I have a feeling the biggest storm is yet to come.
All right.
And then it cuts to Sanji with Frankie.
Frankie, sorry about your buddies. Don't be an idiot. They've got 9 lives. They'll be all right. They'll find a way to escape.
And we cut to Frankie and his Frankie's crew and everyone else at the front of the gates. Ready? Aim!
Hey, Polly, come back! Why are you picking up a transponder snail?
I'm gonna get info on the straw. I'm gonna get info on the Straw Hats.
And then it cuts to while Paulie's picking up the transponder snail, they fire at Oimo and Kashi.
Ah! The bombing's begun! Big Bro!
And then all we get is Zombie screaming Big Bro as everyone gets blown up and the entire front entrance of Enies Lobby is just blown up by the warships. And we see Oimo and Kashi and everyone else falling down into the waterfall pit down underneath Enies Lobby. And then there's just silence. There's just silence. And then we cut back to the support room with Rob Lucci versus Luffy. And they're both breathing incredibly heavily right now. And Luffy goes gear second again.
This is the end. I won't turn it off until I've beaten you. Are you really going to burn yourself out? You'll die.
I don't know what'll happen. Gear 2! Or gear second. I prefer gear second, so I'll probably phrase this as such. And that is the end of chapter 424. Onwards to chapter 425. But first, another SBS. Question. Orachi, hello! I noticed something. It's the secret of Zoro's techniques during his battle against Kaku in Volume 43. The attacks have a double meaning in Japanese. Nigiri means sushi. Tower climb, Toro, means, fatty tuna. Tower climb return, Otoro, means big fatty tuna. Otoro, fattier than Toro. Flash, Hirameki, meaning flounder or hirame. Ripple, salmon, salmon. And, samu. What a focus on sushi. Has Zoro even eaten sushi before? Sign, sushi. Here, the way each attack is pronounced in Japanese suggests a particular type of fish or sushi. The Japanese pronunciation appears in parentheses, as is the editor's point. Answer. Well. Once again, it appears charges have been leveled at you, Zoro. It must hurt to have people accuse you of such shameless puns. Come out and say it's not true, Zoro.
Hey now, listen up, Sushi. It isn't.
You're not lying well! Question. Dear Oda-sensei, does Santa really exist? Sign, Kinoko. Answer, yes, he totally exists. One time I wanted to see him and was waiting with my eyes open, but I fell asleep. He's really hard to see. Ah! What a coincidence you're having salmon later today. Oh, what I wouldn't give for salmon from Texas Roadhouse, the 8-pound one. Those are good. Question. Oda-sensei, I've got a serious question. Aren't you ever going to draw Luffy's father? Sign me, Mr. Uni, 16 years old. Answer, his father? I already drew him. He'll be in the next volume. Look forward to it. Chapter 425, Bridge of Mortal Kombat. Where are they now? Shot 2, Wiper and the Shandians, the Forest Frontier. As it shows Wiper, with an arm not wrapped in bandages, eating some food while we get some Southbirds flying overhead, and we get like Kamakiri, we get Genbo, and we get Braum, who are all working together for the village, as the village is now located on the stump of this big, massive tree. Chapter 425, Bridge of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat! And the Buster Call continues as it destroys more and more buildings. Then we cut to Luffy and Lucci, and then more bombardment as the buildings are being destroyed by the Buster Call. And Luffy's body is steaming from Gear 2nd. Lucci is on the ground, almost on all fours, preparing to go after Luffy.
Come on, Luffy, get out of there!
And then there's silence as explosions are happening all around Luffy and Lucci. And then it cuts to Nami and company.
We can launch at any time. We can launch any time. We'll leave as soon as Luffy gets here.
All right.
And it cuts to Sanji, Usopp, Zoro, and Frankie standing in front of the gate where the ship is located.
I hate to say it, and this is Sanji saying it. I hate to be the one to say it, but there's one warship out there for every one of us. We may launch, but getting out of here will be practically impossible.
Reporting from the northwest, outside the main gate, the evacuation, the extraction of Navy men and government officials from Enies Lobby is complete. We have confirmed the presence of roughly 50 pirates, including the giants at the main gate.
It's somebody's. It's somebody's gang. See? They escaped. I wasn't worried. You can kill them, but they won't die.
The bombing has wiped them out. They're all dead.
Same as before.
Nothing on the main island could have survived the attack. And that's where Frankie hears it.
He's all like, Zombite, everybody, they pretty much survived. You can kill them, but they won't stay down.
Everyone at the front gate is dead. And you just see this look of utter horror on Frankie's face. There are no survivors on the main island of Enies Lobby. Vessel 2 reporting from the southeast. The courthouse, the Tower of Law, and the undersea passage to the bridge have all been destroyed. The only target left is the Bridge of Hesitation.
Frankie!
They're all...
The shipwrights of Galley-Law, too.
Oimo! And Kashi!
Yokozuna was probably with them.
And then Chopper starts tearing up because he's thinking of
Sadamu and Gamora, too! Everyone!
We won't save everyone, and we won't save anyone if we don't move forward. We've come to rescue you. Oh, wait, and we won't save anyone if we don't move forward.
Is it right for people to die so easily? People can't be seen on a map,
goes Nami and Robin respectively.
Without any emotion, they're just erasing one small island from the world map. That's what a Buster Call is.
We've come to rescue you.
Bro, let's go home!
Hurry, Straw Hat! Your comrades are waiting! I'm not gonna let you die too!
Frankie!
Goes Usopp. And then it cuts to Luffy as we continue the fight between Luffy and Lucci. Come! Jet Pistol! And despite Lucci being in a smaller, more compact form, he still gets hit by Jet Pistol. But then he uses Razor. He jumped backwards and avoided a direct hit. Then Lucci moves right behind Luffy.
Finger Pistol!
And before Lucci can hit Luffy, Luffy moves out of the way. And Lucci continues to go after Luffy. And when he tries to hit Luffy, Luffy doesn't even look at him and blocks a punch from his side. He just completely blocks it. And while he tries to use Finger Pistol on Luffy, he blocks it because he tries to use Finger Pistol, but Luffy catches it. Hold on, let me show you. Luffy catches the Finger Pistol in between his fingers, so it doesn't actually hurt him, and he's able to grab hold of Lucci. We still got a sizable amount of pages to go. And then Luffy tries to punch Lucci, but Lucci blocks it with his arm. Jet Bullet! And in that instant, Lucci gets hit with Jet Bullet, and he's sent backwards a ways. Twin Jet Pistol! wall! And then Luffy uses 2 pistols at the same time against Lucci, sending him flying into the distance. Come!
I'll show you what happens when the 6 powers are taken to their extreme. Our strongest technique, 6 powers supreme. 6 King Pistol!
And Lucci puts his hands forward towards Lucci and unleashes a shockwave that hits Luffy and damages him and sends him flying a short distance away from Lucci. Or you can go like Rokugan, which is 6 King Pistol in Japanese. And Luffy is on the ground coughing up a large amount of blood as Lucci's fists are smoking from this technique.
It's like the impact dials on Sky Island, but way more powerful. Tempest Kick, Victory Bird.
And the Victory Bird goes straight towards Luffy, and Luffy sees it, and then a massive slice cuts through the support, the building that they're fighting in.
Luffy!
Lucci is strong. To tell the truth, if Straw Hat hadn't been there to hold off Lucci, some of us might have died.
And then it cuts to Chopper.
Sometimes I think Luffy knew from the start that he would have to fight Lucci himself.
I'll beat that pigeon guy for sure.
He has an animal's instincts, even more than you,
goes Nami to Chopper. Sir, we just got word from the bridge support. Straw Hat Luffy is...
He's still alive. Order all ships to take position around the Bridge of Hesitation.
Yes, sir!
He won't die, will he?
Goes Usopp. Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
What?
And then it cuts to Luffy, who's bloodied, but his eyes have not left that same fire of determination. And it cuts to Lucci, whose eyes have the same, but he's tired as well. And that's the end of chapter 425. Onwards to chapter 426, A Ship Waiting for Wind. And the cannon fire's still going. Luffy's still in gear second, and he's still facing off against Lucci.
What the...
The wall! And it shows that the wall for the Bridge of Hesitation has been blown open because they've opened fired onto the Bridge of Hesitation.
What?
The first support has been severed.
What?
They broke the bridge in half. CP9's Rob, Lucci, and Straw Hat Luffy are currently at the first support.
What? Yikes! The warships are coming this way!
All vessels take position around the Bridge of Hesitation. 9 pirates have been confirmed, atop the bridge and on the escort ship. They're coming to get Robin, including the pirate hunters Zoro and Nico Robin.
We won't let them!
And then everyone is gearing up to, fight.
They are thought to be the same criminals that defeated CP9 at the Tower of Law.
They must be tough. Enies Lobby has been secure for 800 years because CP9 has watched over it for generations. If a single pirate group can beat CP9 and the pirate captain can take on the dreaded Rob Lucci, then Straw Hat Luffy can't be taken lightly. There's no way that runt can beat Lucci, and we're going to annihilate the rest of them here. Their shameful and evil assault stops here.
Hey, look over there!
As they can see in the distance the hole into the support room where Luffy and Lucci are currently fighting.
Luffy!
And Luffy glances over.
Over here!
We've all made it to the bridge safely!
Don't worry about us, Luffy! And we rescued Robin! You're the only one left!
Beat him!
Stay alive so we can all leave together!
And then Luffy, seeing his friends, just simply nods and smiles. And then Luffy puts his fist down on the ground on the same stance he had when he went into gear second.
Now it's just a question of how long we can last. It's just as you said. Your friends are all alive. They're a hardy bunch. But let's see if you'll have the same look on your face in a few minutes' time. Lawlessness cannot be left to flourish in this world.
And then it cuts to all of the warships surrounding everyone. You say sumo stance, but I call it the gear second stance, and I'm keeping it that way. Junior officers and enlisted men, stay at your posts. Only captains and lieutenants will engage the enemy. Our elite 200 will crush them in no time.
The Navy's fighting brass! That means each of them is the same rank as that guy Smoker. They have this many guys at that rank?
This just proves how scared of us they are. And it cuts to more and more individuals surrounding them.
I'm scared, Granny!
And then Kokodo just has that ever-present smile on her face.
Huh? Hey, where's Sanji?
He was here a minute ago. Hey, where did he go at a time like this? That idiot cook.
Attack!
And they all prepare to attack him.
We have to get this battle off the ship. If it's hit, we won't be able to escape.
They won't catch me again.
I can't move!
Goes Chopper, Nami, Robin, and Chopper respectively. Recapture Nico Robin! And then it cuts to one individual that's fighting Frankie, and Frankie hits him, and this dude just turns into marbles.
Yeah! Huh?
And then another individual fights Zoro, and this person purposefully puts his hands up against Zoro's sword, and the sword immediately crumbles underneath this man's his sword just completely rusts over and crack and crumble.
Whoa!
What's with these guys? I can't hit them!
Be careful! We're up against Devil Fruit power users!
That goes both ways, as Robin starts clutching and binding up everyone with her powers.
We're hostages! We're weaklings!
And then Nami's taking care of some crew members as well.
Hold on! Until Luffy gets here!
And Zoro's already... You call it the Roman Reigns stance? Zoro has already replaced his broken, shattered sword with another one of the Navy swords. Luckily, it wasn't the Wado Ichimonji that was basically taken up. That wasn't destroyed. It wasn't the Wado Ichimonji or the Kitetsu either. And as this fighting's going on, the fighting between Luffy and Lucci continues.
What's the matter? It appears that your fuel injection technique is losing its edge.
As it cuts to Luffy, who's coughing and huffing and puffing even more than normal.
At this rate, you won't escape Enies Lobby, even if the whole island disappears. I'll follow that woman who obstructed the world government to the ends of the earth and see her die in the name of dark justice.
We came here to free Robin from that! Jet stamp! And Luffy tries to hit Lucci, but Lucci dodges out of the way. And while Luffy's still airborne, Luffy puts his fist towards him again. Yo, I'm new to manga reading, and I've just started my hero listen along, and it's helping me so much through the manga. I love your channel so much. Shell, thank you. Thank you. As long as you're entertained, I've done my job. Thank you for the support, and I hope you enjoy basically everything else that I do. Welcome! I welcome you. Welcome! After Luffy tries to hit Lucci, Lucci zips right over to Luffy while he's still airborne, puts his fists right next to him.
Six King Pistol! Rokogan!
Basically the Japanese name, but it's still the same. And he hits Luffy right in the side with this attack. And Luffy, gets hit with it and coughs up more blood and falls to the ground. And Luffy's not moving, as the entire support area where they are is crumbling around them from the constant bombardments and everything else that's happening. And while the fighting's going on, it's so good. Definitely be sticking around for my other manga readings. Well, hey. I got plenty on here. I got quite a few on here. I don't read every single thing because it takes time. It takes a lot of time to do this. But whatever I have here, I hope you enjoy. Because that's all I look for at the end of the day. But as this fighting's continuing, Usopp is Usopp is kind of distracted as he's looking towards where Luffy is.
Caught you!
Goes a Navy soldier.
Watch out! Hey, this is no time to space out, sniper!
And then Usopp takes off his mask and just screams,
Luffy!
And that's the end of chapter 426, onwards to 427, but we have an SBS. Question. Nice to meet you, Orachi. I finally sent you a postcard. The question is serious, so please give me a proper answer. It's about the technique that Sanji used to defeat Jabra. Shouldn't the heat have been incredible given the effect it had on Jabra? Does Sanji ever think to himself, ow, that's hot. Tell me. Sign, Genichiro Oda. Answer. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Can't you see anything? What were you looking at during the fight? That Sanji's feet were hot? They weren't that hot. I mean, come on. Sanji's heart was burning way hotter. Believe you're on video 5 from my whole playlist? Oh, well, you have plenty to watch then. Sanji's heart was burning way hotter. And this is obviously in reference to the Diable Jamba. Question. Hope you're having a propitious summer. Sign, Naoko-chan. Answer. Right. The same to you. Do you mean an auspicious summer? What a coincidence that they're talking about summer and we're already moving into summer right now. What a coincidence. I hope you guys also have an auspicious summer as well. Chapter 427. This isn't the afterlife. Where are they now? Shot 3. Ganfor and Chief's brilliant pumpkin plan. And they're basically just gonna create like a big old, I don't know, what are they gonna do with the pumpkins? Are they gonna create like a big old pumpkin patch or whatever?
Luffy! What are you doing? Get up! Luffy!
And this is Usopp screaming towards Luffy, who's not moving after being hit by the Rokugan. And then it cuts back to the Navy going,
what is with those pirates?
What a fight! They're holding up against the captains! And Frankie is holding his own. Robin, unsurprisingly, is holding her own. Zoro's clashing and holding his own against all the other captains. Usopp. And then it cuts to Lucci, who's looking at Luffy, who's barely managing to move. And Luffy's huffing and puffing and breathing heavily as Luffy goes, Usopp, you came? And then it cuts to Usopp, who's standing on the other side of the bridge.
Don't get the wrong idea! I came here to rescue Robin! I didn't come here to see your face! Hey, you! CP9's boss cat! I'll fight you! Come on!
Huh? Hey! Stop it!
Stop!
Stop! You! Don't touch him!
I already beat you. I'm going to kill everyone anyway.
Fight me, you big pussycat!
Why don't people just read the manga or watch the anime? I don't know. Not everyone does. Some people like to have voices that go with them, with the pages. So it really depends on the person, Justin. You're obviously new here.
Fight me, you big pussycat! I know a few ways to skin one!
Hey, you idiots! You idiots! Stop, Usopp! He'll kill you!
Shut up! You're half dead! What can you do?
I'm going to beat him!
Then stand up! Stop lying there like a dying man! It's not like you! Sure, there's lots of black smoke, but you can still see the blue sky and the sea! This isn't the afterlife! Stop acting like this is the end! Stop making me worry!
And then Luffy gets up.
Got it. This isn't even close to the afterlife.
And then Luffy gets up while Lucci just glares at him. And then it cuts back to everyone. You completed the anime for My Hero. Wanted to give the manga a try as they have altered versions and there are so much more unreleased. Yeah, see, here's the thing. With me, whenever I do reactions to chapters and such, I never read like the early scans because sometimes fan translations just be like half-hearted and they don't work out that well. So I always wait for the new chapters to drop on Sundays. So if you ever wonder why I never do it like earlier in the week, it's because I do it on Sundays when chapters mostly release. I know in 2 days we're supposed to be getting, I think we're supposed to be getting another chapter of One Punch Man this week as well. You always read it in one tone, so it helps when someone is reading with different voices. I know plenty of people who do both. Yeah. See, what I do here, it's a dramatic reading. Because not everyone wants to take the time to just read a manga silently in their heads, and not everyone wants to take the time it takes to watch an individual episode. Sometimes they want someone to, read it to them while they can look at the manga pages and have it like it in an audiobook-like style. That's why I do what I do. Because there's certain people out there that want that, and I provide that.
This isn't even close to the afterlife.
And then it cuts to some of the vice admirals watching this fighting going on, and while Nami and Robin are defending themselves from these other captains and lieutenants. And then it cuts to Usopp, whose eyes are rubbing as he goes,
Win this battle, Luffy! We're all going back together!
I know! And then Luffy assumes his Gear Second stance again.
You can still move. I haven't given in. Life return release. I'll crush you in an instant.
And then it cuts to Lucci, who pretty much bolts back up to his standard man-beast Zoan form. And another thing that helps out is that if people want to see what I'm seeing, because I don't show images because of copyright reasons, you guys can look on the official Viz site or go to Manga Plus to keep up with me. So that way you guys can see where I'm reading, so you can have like a visual representation of what I'm looking at. So that way you guys have that option as well. So that way you guys could still be immersed.
Life return release. I'll crush you in an instant. Don't worry about your comrades, Straw Hat. I'll have them join you in the afterlife.
Yeah, the new One Punch Man chapter is being released in 23 hours. Yeah. This time I'm ready. This time I'm ready for this new chapter of One Punch Man. It won't happen a day after the chapter releases. It'll happen same day. It'll probably be after I'm done reading One Piece though.
Don't worry about your comrades, Straw Hat. I'll have them join you in the afterlife!
And then he just razors over to Luffy.
Spots!
Wait, did I miss something? Did he, Yeah, he goes, spots! Yeah, he just goes spots. I think he's supposed to be doing finger pistol spots, but it just kind of leaves it off a little bit there. He just says spots. Sorry, it threw me off. And Luffy is defending himself from these spots by punching Lucci's fists to keep him from actually skewering him. And then, when they're done, Lucci puts his fist forwards as if he's about to use the Six King pistol again. But Luffy tries to jump away. I won't take that again! And before he even jumps away, Lucci has Luffy wrapped up in his tail so he can't move away, and he holds up Luffy towards him.
Ultimate Radius. Six King Pistol!
I'm glad there are new faces here. So am I. It just means that the channel is gaining notoriety. It's more people are discovering the channel, which is what I wanted. It's working out. I'm happy. So glad that I decided to do this full time so I can dedicate time to entertaining people. I love this. You guys know I do.
Ultimate Radius. Six King Pistol!
And this is pretty much a much more improved Six King pistol, as a massive shockwave just shoots out through Luffy with enough force to cause him to shoot up blood from his mouth and his eyes to almost wide over. Then we cut back to Zoro and Usopp defending themselves from the captains and lieutenants. Zoro's defending himself, obviously, while Usopp is running his fingers across the chalkboard. I'll recommend my friend to you. Well, thank you, Chell. The more, the merrier. Because I got a mindset of not only entertaining 10,000 people, but maybe even 100,000, but not even maybe 100,000 people. So I'm looking forward to the day when I can actually do that. You recommending people? I welcome it. Thank you. Let's continue. And it cuts to Luffy, who's on his feet. Because he thinks he's beaten Luffy. And Luffy's still standing there. And this surprises Lucci.
Huh?
And he looks back, and Luffy's just staring at him. And then as Lucci's staring back, we get the words of Aokiji from earlier on, back on Long Island. It won't be long before you all realize what a troublesome woman she really is. Come, come!
Iron Body!
No, it's over. I won't be seeing you again.
Goes Robin back then.
Strictly need to know, and scum like you would never qualify.
Robin did it all for us! She's planning to die! Do you understand?
And it cuts to Luffy, who's just punching like crazy. Like, he's not even looking in the direction of Lucci. He's just sending his fist forward multiple times. And then we see the punches hit Lucci all over his body. And it's affecting him. It's not bouncing off. The punches are going into him. Like, they're punching into him, all over him.
You think you can survive now that the entire world's your enemy?
And then lastly, we get Robin, second to lastly, we get Robin screaming,
I want to live!
I will follow that woman who obstructed the world government to the ends of the earth and see her die.
Jet Gatling! And it's Luffy just unleashing an endless array of super high-speed jet Gatling blows all over Lucci. And he's not letting up. This is Luffy's 7-page Muda! This is Luffy's 7-page Muda montage. We just get a panel of Luffy punching Lucci over and over and over again, and Lucci is being pushed back to the wall, and the wall is breaking from the force of Luffy punching Lucci over and over and over again. Then there's a titanic explosion as the other side of the support building where Luffy and Lucci were fighting implodes. And all the Navy personnel can only look on in shock. The first support! We see Luffy's bloodied face. We see Lucci's incredibly bloodied face. But unlike Luffy, Lucci falls backwards. Well, Luffy falls forwards. Lucci falls backwards. And all anyone can do is look on as Lucci lays unconscious on the ground. What just happened? And it shows on the unconscious Lucci bleeding from the mouth and his pigeon Hattori just laying on his back. It's over. That should do it. Then there's silence. And then Luffy screams, "Let's go back together! Robin!" Sorry. Whew, I got lightheaded from doing that. But Luffy screams that, and then we see Robin while she's, in the midst of all these Navy soldiers. And she starts tearing up. Calling all ships! The pirate Strawhead Luffy has just defeated CP9's Rob Lucci! What? And that is the end of chapter 427. Do that with effects? Hold on. I took it off. I don't want to mess it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can do my echo effect. I'll do that, Paige. I'll do that again. I'll do it again, but let me bring up my voice mod thing. I was messing with it, and I was doing like a voice modulator with it. So let me see if I can bring it up so I can actually do it. Here we go. Let's make sure nothing changes. Let me see. Let me get it to the echo sound effect. I want to add on to this. Let's do it again. Here we go. Echo. Okay, there we go. Let's go back together! Robin! Good to go? All right, there we go. And then it just says, calling all ships! The pirate Straw Hat Luffy has just defeated CP9's Rob Lucci! What? And that's the end of chapter 427. Onwards to 428. Onwards to 428. We got an SBS first. Question, please pass me the ponzu sauce. Sign, what the? Answer, here you go. Question, after she defeated Khalifa, Nami was ripping off at her clothes looking for the key. In the end, where was it? Signed, Udon Powder. Answer, where was it? I couldn't reveal something so private. I mean, it was there, that wily Khalifa. Question, I'd like to talk to you about Frankie. He was found when he was 10 years old. He began building the sea train at 12 and completed it 10 years later. Then 4 years after that, he was involved in the so-called incident that happened 8 years ago. So, is he 34 years old? Should he be so hyper at that age? I took him for about 18 until I worked it out. Sign, Young Iceberg is too cool. Answer, I see, you worked it out. You're right, Frankie is 34. That's why he's so cool, and he's a die-hard weirdo. Question, Oda-sensei, I've got to talk to you about something. It's about, first, would you put on some clothes? Are you wearing pants now? Good. Now to what I wanted. Could you lend me that swimsuit catalog? Sign, Chanman. Answer, no! This is reference material. For manga! Respectable Oda. Chapter 428, let's go back. Limited cover series number 9, Endless Vars. As we see the Maxim basically flying towards the moon. Because that's where Eneru was heading the last time we saw him. This can't be happening! The current CP9 roster is considered the strongest in Cypher Pulse history. But a pirate beat its leader, Rob Lucci? Luffy won! And then we cut back to, because this is Usopp screaming this in the middle of all the fighting that's going on. Then we cut back to the still unconscious Lucci. And Luffy just breathing heavily. Then we cut to Zoro. He had me worried. Straw Hat finally did it! Luffy, as it shows Frankie and Nami.
Everyone, hurry to the escape ship! We're setting out! You did it, Luffy!
Goes Chopper.
Way to go, Straw Hat Luffy! Yeah!
Huh? You idiots! You idiots, the Navy will hear you! Hey, whose voice is that?
Let him hear! I want to tell him!
I don't know, it's coming through a transponder snail.
Bro! Whose voice is that? Who is it?
Stop it! If we just run away, they'd have written us off as dead! You guys are...
It's them. And then we cut back to Enies Lobby. And then we cut to one of the Navy Vice Admirals. Aren't they the pirates you supposedly finished off at the main gate?
They can't be! I'm sure they all fell to the bottom of the ravine. There's no way they could have...
Don't push!
I'll fall! The rope will break!
Idiot, the galley law ropes don't break. I told you to shut up!
As it turns out that the area where everyone was fired from, they were all saved by Paulie's expert rope tying. And they were all caught on this net of rope that Paulie made before they all fell down into the ravine.
That's right, bro! We're all safe! The Giants took the full brunt of the bombs. The warships will come back. Hurry! Hurry, climb up ahead of us!
Oh wait, it's Oimo and Kashi going,
hurry! Climb up ahead of us!
My blood's climbing to my head! We've got our own means of escape, bro, so we're fine. Let's meet up later.
and then it cuts to Frankie, who's just crying his eyes out.
You jerks! I wasn't worried about you! Idiots! They're alive! They were alive! Oh man, I'm so happy I'm cracking up!
That's all well and good, Frankie, but it won't mean much if you let these guys kill you.
Right, you're right.
Should we set sail for the main gate?
Later. Let's take care of this place first. What are you doing? Carry out your orders.
Yes, sir! And then it cuts to Frankie fighting some more people, but Frankie is fighting with renewed vigor.
Yeah, bring it on! I'll take on all comers!
Don't take your eyes off Straw Hat on the first support. Yes, sir. It looks like the pirate Straw Hat Luffy is gravely wounded. He isn't moving at all. What? Goes Zoro. And Luffy is not moving at all.
Hey! Luffy! What are you waiting for? Come over here! It's all for nothing if we don't escape! You're so close! Don't give up now!
I know.
Do a gum to fly over here! I'll carry you the rest of the way! We're surrounded by the sea and warships! If you stay here, you'll die!
It looks like the pirates plan to escape on the escort ship.
It's no use. My body. I can't move.
Don't be ridiculous! You beat your opponent! And we've got Robin back! All we have left to do is leave! Please, try harder!
Usopp, we'll take the ship to Luffy. All aboard!
And the escort ship is immediately blown up. Fire!
Huh? No! The escape ship!
Oh no! All hope is lost! That ship was our only way out of here!
Kokono! Chimney! Gunpei! Chopper!
Yeah! I don't know how, but we made it!
And it shows Sanji carrying Kokodo, Chimney, Gunbei, and Chopper.
We're gonna die! Good. Sanji, good. Good. Sanji, where in the world were you?
Sorry, I had some business to attend to. Whew, what a mess this turned into. I didn't think they would open fire because of Robin, but the ship. This is the end, pirates! Let the old lady go and die quietly!
No one's dying, mister!
As
Mermaid kick!
as Kokodo comes up and slaps this Navy dude kicks him directly in the face.
Fire!
Whoa! Watch out! Run!
Chase them to the second support!
And then everyone is getting closer and closer to the second support as they're apparently destroying their only means of getting out to the sea.
Crap, now there's no bridge. They've trapped us on the support.
There's nothing more we can do!
We'll have to fight them all here.
It's no use! We're outnumbered!
Prepare to fire at the first support. Straw Hat Luffy's pirating days are over.
Luffy!
Luffy's in danger. At least bring him over here. Uh-oh.
Luffy!
It's no use. At this distance, even if I pull him, he'll fall into the sea midway.
Oh no! They're in trouble! Luffy won the fight, but now he can't move! And the Navy's gonna kill him!
And this is Zombie talking to everybody else.
Straw Hat Luffy, goes Paulie.
Captain Straw Hat! Get him!
Stand up, Straw Hat.
Stand up, Straw Hat Luffy!
Be strong, lad! Come on, Luffy! Luffy, get up, please!
Isn't there something you can do, Luffy?
And this is, Kokodo, Chimney, Nami, and Sanji, respectively.
Luffy!
Straw Hat!
You can do it, Straw Hat Luffy!
Straw Hat Luffy!
Luffy!
Uh-oh. This looks really bad.
Who? Huh? Who? Who is that? Whose voice is that?
I already told you it's my gang!
No, not those voices. It's someone else. Someone I've been hearing for a while now.
What?
Down? Look down? And this is Luffy hearing this.
Yes, I heard it. I did hear it. What? Down?
And then Zoro's clashing. It's Zoro's clashing. Nami's fighting.
Who is it?
What is this?
She's telling us to look down! What are you talking about, little reindeer?
Commence bombing of the first support in Straw Hat Luffy in 5 seconds.
Luffy! Straw Hat Luffy!
And then Usopp screams,
Jump into the sea!
4 seconds.
Into the sea!
Usopp?
Robin, you can push Luffy into the sea.
Leave it to me.
No, you want to kill us all? 3.
This
last-ditch plan won't save us.
She will! She came to help us! There's still one more shipmate!
2.
Chopper, did you look down?
Yes!
Cien fleur. Whoa, 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 whoa. And it's 1. And it's Luffy being pushed. It's Luffy being pushed towards the edge of the first support room. Hey, why am I? Delphinium. Whoa! Into the sea!
The sea!
Into the sea!
The pirates are going to jump into the sea. The fools. It won't do any good. Have those pirates lost their minds?
Whoa!
Everyone, let's go back
Follow Luffy!
Fire!
to the high seas of adventure.
And we see the pirate flag of Luffy and company.
Jump on board the merry-go!
As the Mary somehow found itself right over to where Luffy and company were. And as they jump off the support, they fall directly towards the Mary, with Luffy screaming, "Mary!"
I came back. I came for you.
And that is the end of 428. The Mary has come to save her crewmates. Crying shall now commence. Woo! Chapter 429, Utter Defeat. Eneru's Great Space Mission Volume 2, Arrival at the Endless Farce. And the Endless Farce is basically the moon. So space does not work the same way it does in real life, because Eneru is just up on the moon, unprotected by basically anything. He's able to survive up there just fine, and he's just casually up on the moon. So yeah, don't think that space and logic applies to the world of One Piece. Chapter 429, Utter Defeat.
What are they trying to do? It won't do any good to jump into the... There's a ship! Judging by the pirate flag, it belongs to the Straw Hats!
How did she sneak into the fleet of warships?
Should we fire on her, sir? No, Nico Robin is there. Hurry!
Mary! The merry-go is alive!
And then it cuts to Kokoro, who launches Luffy, Robin, and Chopper onto the ship.
Go on, get aboard, you devil fruit power users.
And then it cuts to Chopper, who's crying.
It's Mary! The merry-go! Oh, I love you, merry-go!
I can't believe it. Wasn't the ship destroyed?
Who brought her here?
We'll figure that out later. Everyone, take your positions. We're getting out of here. And this is Zoro.
That was close! I thought the warships were gonna kill us!
Hey, Robin, thanks for And before Luffy can even say anything, Robin covers his mouth with a hand, and she just smiles at him. And then it cuts back to when Luffy and everyone else proclaimed that they were going to save her when they stood on the tower on the courthouse. Just leave the rest to us! And then it cuts back to the present with Robin going,
Thank you, everyone.
and then Sanji smiling, Frankie smiling, Usopp smiling, Nami smiling, Chimney and Gonbei are smiling, Chopper smiling, Kokoro's smiling. Don't worry about it.
Save the pointless chatter for after we escape. What do you mean, pointless mosshead? Shut up, if we die it was all for nothing.
As Sanji immediately tries to throw hands with Zoro because Zoro ain't feeling all this sentimentality when they in the middle of several warships that want them all dead.
Apologize to Robin.
Sanji, take the helm.
Sanji, take the helm.
Anything you say, Nami.
What's wrong with you people?
Are you gonna...
What's wrong with you people? Are you going to let them escape?
Spandam's still here.
Blow the ship and her crew out of the water before they get away, including Nico Robin. Those are orders from Admiral Aokiji.
Not really.
Those are orders from Admiral Aokiji. Not really. All ships prepare to fire!
From Admiral Aokiji? Right, take aim! All ships prepare to fire!
It's a big lie. You won't get away. I'll kill you. This is the end, Straw Hats.
And then one of the vice admirals just looks on without saying anything.
Ugh, that freak, he's still alive?
They're aiming at us.
Catch the wind from starboard and head west.
It's no use. They're closing in on all sides. Look at all those cannons.
There's no way they can miss.
Fire!
Here it comes!
And they fire, but none of the shots hit them or the Mary. They instead start hitting each other.
They blew themselves up? None of their shots are even close to us.
What are you aiming at?
I don't get it, sir. The sights are off.
Cut the bizarre excuses.
Pull back!
We can't, we'll crash. What is it? What's going on?
The gates of justice started closing without warning!
And then it shows that one warship gets caught in between the doors.
The sea currents blocked by the gate are generating a whirlpool! It's seizing the rudder! Don't let the tide swallow you! The whirlpool was throwing off our sights!
Idiot! Why did you close the gate? What were you thinking? The lever for opening and closing the gate is on the third support of the Bridge of Hesitation.
The lever for closing and opening and closing the gate is on the third support of the Bridge of Hesitation. We didn't touch it.
Better than I expected.
Sanji! Don't tell me you!
We weren't gonna make it out with hard work alone.
As it shows that apparently Sanji was the one who flipped the switch and caused all of this to happen. That's where Sanji was. That's the business Sanji said he had to take care of before the escort ship got blown up. Your boy Sanji is a smart one. This man is playing 4D chess, while everyone else is trying to figure out, like, why does circle shape not go in square hole?
Wow, Sanji!
You're a genius!
We aren't out of the woods yet. The whirlpool's a threat to us too.
Right! We're gonna die!
Goes Chopper.
Hush, you guys. There is no sea the Mary can't cross.
You said it, Nami, especially with you as our navigator.
Hang on until I can read the path of the whirlpool.
You can count on me.
And then as they're sailing away...
Kill them! Are you telling me that with 7 Navy warships we can't sink one stinking little ship? Incompetent fools!
Don't let them get away. Fire!
And they try to fire on the Mary.
Uh-oh, that'll be a direct hit. We can't dodge.
And then it cuts to Luffy's surprised face as Sanji and Zoro use his body to take those cannonballs and using Luffy's body as a slingshot, throw them all back. This was a better ricochet shot than Luffy did way back at the Baratier. And it winds up hitting the warship in the distance. And then it cuts to Zoro and Sanji holding up peace signs with their mouths all like, it worked. Like their faces, like that's two things they can agree on. We did good. Like look at their faces with Usopp going, and Zoro and even Luffy's in the background, barely able to move. He's all like, he's trying to hold up peace signs as well. And then it cuts to Usopp who goes,
You guys are demons!
And as it cuts to a whirlpool that the Mary's in and the warship is in as well, Nami sees it.
I just saw it. The winning path. Chopper, left rudder full.
Yeah, I can be useful too! You can do it, little reindeer!
Bearing 9 o'clock.
The pirates are heading towards the waterfall. Fire! Fire! What are you...
Fire! Fire! What are you doing, fools?
It appears they're riding the current of the whirlpool. Such incredible speed!
Ah, those pests, armed with the full military might of Enies Lobby, and the high-level firepower of the Buster Call.
That's it! Move ahead! That's it! Move ahead! As it cuts to Luffy, who's able to move just a little bit.
Why can't we take one single woman from some measly pirates?
And then Spandam screams this, and then hands appear all over his body. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And Robin puts their hands up, and hands just grab Spandam all over.
Ah!
Director!
Wait! Stop! Help!
Clutch!
Ah!
As Spandam's body is bent beyond what is standard for humans, and cracked, like his head is pulled backwards, and his whole body is bent all the way back forcefully.
Ah!
Director!
Now,
Frankie!
you got it.
Block their way! The enemy ship won't be able to escape the whirlpool.
This'll be hard on the ship, but coup de vent!
And then the Mary goes shooting off into the distance thanks to Frankie. Poetic justice. Enjoy being a paraplegic, Spandam. Enjoy it! The pirate ship's flying! How's that possible? They've flown beyond the fleet!
This is nothing! I'll have you know the Merry-Go has flown 30,000 feet in the air!
And that's not a lie.
Special attack! Super Smoke Star!
And then Usopp fires this big smoky pellet. Fire! Fire! Don't let them escape! But they fire and they can't see where the Mary is because Usopp created a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen!
Why, you? Follow them! They may be wily, but they can't match our speed.
Impossible, sir! We're barely avoiding the whirlpool! And then they continue to fire in the direction of the Mary, but they're not hitting the Mary. And all we see is Enies Lobby just on fire as the Mary gets away from them.
It looks like the Straw Hats got away!
It looks like the Straw Hats got away! Woohoo! Bro's safe too! All aboard for a great escape!
As it shows that everyone, including the giants Oimo and Kashi, along with the Galilok carpenters and the Frankie family, have managed to make it off of Enies Lobby using the Puffing Tom to escape.
Yeah! Go Puffin' Tom!
I didn't know you were here!
Then it cuts to an individual riding a bike in the distance on the ocean. We all know who this is. And he's silently watching as Enies Lobby just burns from the results of this Buster call.
We'll follow them! It can't end like this!
That's enough.
Looking at this fleet in the island, it's obvious that for us...
Oh wait, this is Aokiji. This is Aokiji. Yeah, it is in fact Aokiji who's saying these lines. We'll follow them! It can't end like this! That's enough. Looking at this fleet in the island, it's obvious for us that this incident was a complete and utter defeat.
Ugh! Is this all right? Yeah, this is my seat. We escaped because of you. Thanks, Mary!
But now you guys are in a lot of trouble. You've sullied the flag of the world government.
We just took back what they took from us.
We won the fight!
And then everyone starts cheering on the Mary.
Woohoo!
And that is the end of chapter 429. Onwards to the last chapter of this volume, but first an SBS. Question. Hello, Oda-sensei. Are you taking care of your health? My name is Kumenui Hwang. Kim Young-hong. One Piece Volume 41 was published recently in South Korea. Now for my question. In the logo where Luffy's silhouette makes the eye, what is the thing between his hips and his legs? A skirt? Surely not. I want to know so badly I'm having trouble sleeping. Answer. Thanks for writing. Here we've got a question from South Korea. You'll probably understand if I draw a picture, maybe the area around the hands is a little confusing. So the area that was confusing this person was the actual shorts of Luffy. Question. Hiya, Odachi! I made some time during my incredibly busy summer break to research something. You use sound effects like doom and doo-doom a lot, don't you? I counted how many times you've used doom all the way through One Piece Volume 42, Chapter 409. Sound effects included doom, doom, da-doom, da-doom, ba-boom. I can't vouch for my accuracy, but there were roughly 1,469 dooms. On average, that's approximately 3.5 doom-type sound effects appearing per single chapter. Did you know that? No other manga artist uses doom so much. All right, everyone, a round of applause. Clap, clap. All right, now that you're feeling pretty good, the question corner is over! Da-doom. Sign, M of Siam. Answer, wait, let me say something. Just how much time do you have on your hands? But really, thank you. That's how many scenes I have confidence in. See you next volume. Editor, even if the questions from overseas or from small children have grammatical mistakes in them, I have them printed just the way they are because the effort they put into them makes me happy. So even Oda is not like, let's just fix this sentence because it's said from a child. Leave it as it is. And that's the end of the SBS of this volume. Onwards to the final chapter of this volume, chapter 430, A Light Snow of Reminiscence Falls. Reminiscence. Yeah, reminiscence. Wait, is that reminiscence or is that reminiscence? Because it says reminiscence. A Light Snow of Reminiscence Falls. Yeah, I'll just say reminiscence. Enoru's Great Space Mission Volume 3. Sensing something in the crater. And Enoru is looking at the craters of the moon because he sees something in there. And it cuts back to all the crew on the Mary. Hey! Anyone know where Usopp is? He disappeared! Usopp!
He's calling for you.
No, not yet. It's too soon.
Don't worry, he went ahead in a small boat. And then Sanji proceeds to hit, maybe a typo? Maybe it's Reminiscence Falls, or Reminiscence. Let me see, let me look this word up. Let me see if it's a real word. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be reminiscence. Because we're missing the I in reminiscence. It's Reminiscence Falls. A light snow of Reminiscence Falls. Yeah. Because reminiscence has an I next to the N, between the N. Yeah. Yeah, it's correcting it. When I try to type it in, it's correcting it. So it is reminiscence. So that's a typo there. Oh, well. Don't worry, he went ahead in a small boat. And then Usopp gets kicked in the back of the head by Sanji because they're tired of him playing this whole stupid Sniper King role.
Huh? Why? This ship belongs to him now.
What'll it take for them to figure out he's Usopp?
There really is no one else here.
That's weird. I'm sure I heard a voice calling us.
Really? Yes, someone called us.
Like I told you, it was a Mary Go!
Huh? Really?
Right, Mary? Say something! Idiot, ships don't talk.
I thought the same thing, but that's impossible, isn't it?
And then it cuts to Usopp, who's not saying anything. Frankie, who's not saying anything. A ship is coming from over there.
Huh? Who is it?
And it's a Navy ship. Oh, it's not a Navy ship, it's a galley law. Because I was looking at it, I was like, is that Navy? But it's the galley law. It's a galley law company ship! Hey, it's the Straw Hats!
They're alive!
I see you guys are safe.
Wow! I thought their ship was lost in the Aqua Laguna. I can't believe it.
They're coming back from Enies Lobby. Ice Guy! And it's Iceberg who's sailing this ship towards them.
Idiot Berg.
What a crazy lot. You really got back everything from the world government. And as they're saying this, the front half of the Mary just suddenly breaks off while everyone is on the front deck. Everyone is on the front deck of the Mary, and the Mary just gives way and falls forward. This is the end. She can't go anymore. Because it breaks free of its metal bearings.
Huh? Mary!
Look, their ship! How could Mary fall apart all of a sudden? It's the Mary Go!
It's not sudden at all. It's only natural.
Huh?
Mary had already been deemed unfit ever to sail again. Surely you haven't forgotten that.
But, Ice Guy, the Mary Go is in trouble! Do something! You guys are just in time! Aren't you all shipwrights? Please, do something! She's not just a ship! Mary is a comrade who's been with us for a long time! And it was the Mary Go that rescued us just now! And then Iceberg looks on silently, and then he finally breaks the news. Then it's time to let her rest. I've already done everything I can. What is that sound? Is someone on Scrap Island? And it shows that after Kaku had dropped the Mary outside of Frankie's hidden space in his hidden workshop, the Mary actually washed up on Scrap Island. It washed up there. And Iceberg, while the storm was happening, it washed up there, and Iceberg noticed, what is that sound? Is someone on Scrap Island? Isn't this the Straw Hat ship? The Aqua Laguna really did a number on her. Wait. It already had problems. And as Iceberg puts his hand on the ship, the voice goes,
I want to sail. I want to sail one more time.
As the voice of Mary speaks, and Iceberg hears it. So, Iceberg goes to work, and he immediately fixes up the Mary so that it can sail one last time. And as he finishes, he goes, what am I doing? There's no hope for this ship. Mr. Iceberg, what are you doing there?
More big waves will come.
And as Iceberg is walking away from the Mary, the words,
thank you,
echo out from the Mary. And Iceberg looks back as if he heard the Mary speak. And then the Mary gets tossed up in waves, and it starts to sail off on its own. And Iceberg can only look on in utter amazement.
Launch a ship? Are you crazy? The sea's still rough.
I'll go by myself.
You mustn't.
I won't let you go
I won't let you go alone. And this is Iceberg's, apparently he sailed out so that he could, check up on the Mary. That's why he's out there. Right now, I'm looking at a miracle. The miracle of a ship that has gone far beyond its limits. I've been a shipwright for many years, but I've never seen a pirate ship as incredible as this one. It lived a splendid life. And then Luffy finally relents and just breathes out. I get it. And then Nami has her hand over her mouth, and Usopp can only look down. And then we cut to everyone away from the Mary in longboats. Ready, everyone? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's silence from the Galley Law crew. And then Luffy, holding a flaming torch, just goes, Mary, the seafloor is dark and lonely, so we're going to see you off. Maybe it's a good thing Usopp isn't here. He couldn't stand this. How about it? And Zoro just talks to Usopp casually and goes, how about it?
That's not true. We must all part someday. This is a farewell between men. I mustn't shed a single tear. Luffy himself is ready.
And then Luffy just looks on as he sets fire to the Mary, giving it a traditional Viking funeral. You carried us for a long time. Thank you, Mary Go. And then, as this is happening, all of a sudden, it starts to snow.
Snow?
Goes Nami, and she looks at it. And as she touches it, a memory of the first time they get the Mary fills her mind.
A caravel!
Wow! Our pirate ship, the Mary Go, is ready! And then Nami starts tearing up. Then we cut to Usopp, who fired a cannon that was aimed at the little small mountain, island that Yosaku and Johnny were on when we first met them. That rock! It's cannon practice!
That's silly. Let me try. Look! There are terrible scratches on the Mary Go! All crewmates must help operate a ship with sails. Remember that!
Sorry. And it cuts to Nami, who's crying as the Mary goes up in flames.
Zoro, that's my seat!
And it cuts to Zoro, who's just thinking about the Mary and him sleeping on the figurehead of it. Grand Line, here we come!
The entrance is up a mountain.
and the moments that they went through the red line, well, not the red line, but going up the Grand Line and not the knock-up stream, but the big split where they had to get into the Grand Line itself. That time when they were on the nose of a Neptunian. This is the world's greatest ocean! Let's go! Yahoo! We're flying out! Don't turn, go straight ahead! As we see the moments where they not only come out towards the Grand Line, but the moment where they, where both Dory and Broggy take out that giant goldfish that allows the Straw Hats to continue sailing on. Then we cut to Sanji, who's looking on in the present. We cut back to the memories of the Mary going up the knock-up stream towards Skypiea. We're flying! It's incredible! The ship's flying through the air! It's Skypiea! And Robin's just watching as the Mary continues to burn. And then we cut to Chopper, bawling his eyes out as it cuts to the Mary leaving Skypiea thanks to the Octo Balloon. Hey, this is nice! Ah, what a great feeling! And then more and more of the Mary starts to buckle from the fire as it slowly starts to sink into the ocean. And then a voice speaks.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I wanted to carry you even further. I'm sorry. I wanted to have adventures with you forever.
A voice! And not only can the Straw Hats hear it, but the people from Galley Law can hear the voice of the Mary as well.
Mary? But
We're the ones who should say we're sorry, Mary! I'm no good at steering, so I ran you into icebergs. And I ripped your sails. And Zoro and Sanji are stupid, so they broke all kinds of stuff. And as this is being said, Luffy is crying his eyes out, while Usopp is also crying his eyes out. Usopp would fix you every time, but he stinks at it. We're the ones who are sorry. And as Luffy says this, the Mary just says,
even so, I was happy. Thank you for caring about me.
As the Mary goes all completely up in flames. The Mary goes up in flames. Usopp is crying. Nami is crying. Hold on, where is it? Usopp's crying. Nami's crying. Zoro's watching on. Chopper's crying. Robin is getting a little bit teary-eyed herself. Sanji is smoking. Frankie's crying. Chimney and Gombe are crying with Kokoro looking on. And the Mary says this through this montage of faces as she goes,
I was truly happy.
And then Luffy ends it with a Mary! And that is the last thing to be said of this volume. That is the final page of this volume. We have reached the end of volume 44, ladies and gentlemen. What an emotional and action-packed, but also an emotional volume for One Piece. I actually felt some way about it as well, because it's like, you gotta be a very great writer to create stories that can get people to feel genuine emotion, make you cry, make grown men cry. Like, it's like that meme where it's all like, oh, he didn't cry during the Titanic. But in his mind, he's thinking of the Straw Hats setting fire to the Mary and letting her finally rest. That's how powerful this story is, where it can get you so into it, and you feel the emotion, and it's genuine. It really is a touching story that has not only comedic moments, not only serious moments, but also emotional moments that people remember for years upon years. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of my stream as we bring volume 44 to a close. So many people cried over a ship. Yeah, because of the world building around it, the emotional baggage that went with the Mary. We didn't cry over the Mary just because she's a ship. We cried because of the people that we've grown attached to, and we felt their attachment to it. That added on to the value of the Mary. That added on to the emotions of the Mary. So that when this moment finally happened, and the Straw Hats finally say goodbye to her, it's a moment that everyone who, and this was built up, so you got attached to the Mary repeatedly. Oda did this on purpose. He got you attached so that when this moment happened, it hit even harder because you felt like you were a member of the crew. Good storytelling. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. We will continue with volume 45 tomorrow because once we get through volume 45, that's when we will start to move into Thriller Bark. And we're going to have some interesting moments from Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark is not going to last as long. Thriller Bark is roughly about 4 volumes. Thriller Bark is about roughly 4 volumes. Then after that is Sabaody. And I can't wait to voice that one. All right, I'm done. Thank you, everyone. Both new who stopped by and those of my regulars as well. I really do hope you all enjoyed today's dramatic reading of One Piece Volume 44. Let's go back. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to entertain all of you through everything that I do. And as we approach my 1-year anniversary, which will be 1-year anniversary of me going full time, which will happen on this upcoming Saturday, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to pursue what I love to do as a career, an actual paying career. I just want to say thank you for giving me that opportunity. So all I can say to everyone here at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share the stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.